Skipping your 401k match to fund a side hustle is one of the most expensive financial mistakes a working adult can make, and most people doing it have no idea the math works against them by tens of thousands of dollars. You are working extra hours, building something on the side, feeling productive. Meanwhile, your employer is sitting on free money that you are leaving on the table every single pay period. That gap between what you think you are building and what you are actually building compounds every year. And by the time most people realize it, a decade has passed. By the end of this video, you will know the exact dollar difference between maxing your 401k match first versus building a side hustle first, the real 10-year and 20-year numbers, and you will know the specific income level at which the side hustle finally wins. According to Vanguard's 2023 How America Saves report, 27% of employees who are eligible for a 401k employer match do not contribute enough to capture the full match. That is more than 1 in 4 people leaving guaranteed returns on the table. Source: Vanguard, institutional.vanguard. Comcanchin/dam/inst Vanguard has/insights pdfs/23tl has full report.pdf. At the same time, side hustle participation has hit record levels. A 2023 Bankrate survey found that 39% of working Americans have a side hustle. Source: Bankrate.com's Personal-Finance, Side Hustles-Survey. 2 trends moving in opposite directions at the same time. The question is, which one is actually building wealth faster? And the answer depends entirely on a comparison most people have never run. The 401k employer match is the closest thing to a guaranteed return that exists in personal finance. Here is what that actually means in numbers. The most common match structure in the United States is 100% match on the first 3% of salary, plus 50% match on the next 2%. That means, if you contribute 5% of your salary, your employer contributes an additional 4%. Combined, 9% of your salary going into your retirement account, with only 5% coming from you. Source: Bureau of Labor Statistics National Compensation Survey, bls.gov/NCS. On a $65,000 salary, 5% of your income is $3,250 per year contributed by you. Your employer adds $2,600. Total annual contribution. That employer contribution of $2,600 represents an immediate 80% return on your $3,250 investment, before the account earns a single dollar in market returns. Think about your own situation for a second. Is there any side hustle on earth that produces an 80% return the moment you make the investment? There is not. That is the starting line advantage the 401k match carries, and it compounds from there. But here is where it gets interesting. The match is only half the story. The tax treatment on top of the match is what makes the 401k match the most asymmetric return available to a working adult, and we are going to run the full math on that in just a moment. The average side hustle income in the United States is $891 per month, according to a 2023 Bankrate survey. Call it $10,692 per year in gross income. That sounds meaningful. Here is what it looks like after the IRS is done with it. Self-employment tax at 15.3% on net income, $1,636 per year. Federal income tax at the 22% marginal rate for a $65,000 primary earner, after the SE tax deduction, approximately $2,140. State income tax at the national average of 5%, $535. Total tax drag on $10,692. In side hustle gross income, $4,311. Net take-home, $6,381 per year, or $532 per month. Source: IRS 2024 tax brackets. irs.gov, newsroom/IRS, provides inflation adjustments for tax year 2024. Now subtract operating costs, software, equipment, platform fees, vehicle costs if applicable, a conservative $75 per month, or $900 per year. Real net income from the average side hustle, $5,481 per year. And this is the part most people never see coming. That $5,481 assumes the side hustle stays flat. It does not account for the hours required to produce it. If the average side hustle takes 10 hours per week, which is the median reported in multiple surveys, that is 520 hours per year to generate $5,481 net. Effective hourly rate, $10.54. After tax, for extra work on top of a full-time job. Before I show you the 20-year comparison, you need to understand one thing first. The side hustle number we just calculated, $5,481 net per year, is the number we are going to stack against the 401k match, not the gross, the net, because that is the only fair comparison. Annual employee contribution, $3,250. Annual employer match, $2,600. Total invested per year, $5,850. Tax savings at 22% marginal rate on $3,250 contribution, $750 per year. 10-year portfolio value at 7%, $80,617. 20-year portfolio value at 7%. $226,874 real annual cost to you after tax savings. $3,250 minus $715 equals $2,535 per year out of pocket. Annual side hustle net income, $5,481, assuming 70% invested. Vanguard behavioral data, the other 30% absorbed by lifestyle spending, $3,837 invested per year. No tax deduction, no employer contribution. 10-year portfolio value at 7%, $52,849. 20-year portfolio value at 7%, $148,677, minus $52,849 equals $27,768 in favor of the 401k match 20-year gap, $226,874 minus $148,677 equals $78,197. After 20 years, the 401k match strategy produces $78,197 more than the side hustle strategy, and the 401k path cost you $2,535 per year out of pocket versus 520 hours of extra work per year on the side hustle path. One-sentence summary of what this math proves. The 401k match wins by $78,000 over 20 years, while requiring no extra hours of your time and costing you less than $2,600 per year after tax savings. The next section completely changes how you should look at this, because there is a specific income level at which the side hustle finally flips the math. The 401k match advantage is not permanent. It has a ceiling. Once you have contributed enough to capture the full employer match, in our $65,000 scenario, that is 5% or $3,250 per year, the 401k advantage shrinks dramatically for every additional dollar you invest there versus elsewhere. Here is where the side hustle starts to win, when it grows. A side hustle generating $500 per month net is losing to the 401k match by $78,000 over 20 years. A side hustle generating $2,000 per month net, after taxes and expenses, changes the calculation entirely. At $2,000 per month net invested, $24,000 per year going to market at 7%. 20-year portfolio value, $984,576, against the 401k match path at $226,874. The high-growth side hustle wins by $757,702. That is not a close comparison. That is a different financial life. The inflection point, where the side hustle begins to outperform the 401k match on a 20-year timeline, is approximately $800 per month in net after-tax side hustle income consistently invested. Below $800 net per month, the 401k match wins every time. Above $800 net per month, the side hustle has the edge, but only if the income is actually invested, not spent. Think about your own situation for a second. Is your side hustle producing $800 per month net after taxes and expenses? If yes, the math says run both simultaneously. Max the match first, then invest the side hustle surplus. If no, the math says max the match first and use the side hustle to grow toward that $800 threshold before repositioning your strategy. If that number surprised you, wait until you see the reframe. Here is the perspective shift that changes everything. The 401k match is not a retirement account. It is a guaranteed return engine with a tax shield attached, and every dollar you leave unmatched is a dollar you are paying your employer to keep. Most people frame this as, should I save or should I hustle? The right frame is, the match is the hustle. It produces an 80% return the moment the money goes in. No business you could build produces that on day one. The side hustle becomes the right move the moment it can clear $800 per month net, not before. Until then, you are competing against a return guarantee and losing. Here is what the numbers show. First, the 401k employer match produces an immediate 80% return on contribution before the market adds a single dollar, and over 20 years, that advantage compounds to a $78,197 gap over a typical side hustle income. Second, the side hustle only wins mathematically when it produces more than $800 per month in net after-tax income that is consistently invested, not spent. Third, the correct sequence for most people is not either or. Max the match first, then build the side hustle to the $800 net threshold. Then run both. The single most important thing you should do after watching this video, log into your 401k portal today and verify that your contribution rate is at or above the threshold required to capture your full employer match. If it is not, increase it before you do anything else with that money. If this kind of math-first breakdown is what you want more of, subscribe. We do this every week with no filler and no vague numbers. Next week I am running the numbers on Roth IRA versus traditional 401k for people in the 22% and 24% brackets, and the result is not what most financial content tells you to expect.